Hey guys, what's up? Majestic Gaming here, and today I wanted to give my first impressions of Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins was my second most anticipated game coming out this year. Over the last 2 months, I've played and beat every Assassin's Creed game except the first one, and thoroughly enjoyed all of them. So I've really been looking forward to playing this. So after getting decently far into the story and playing for a couple days now, I want to give my first impressions of the game, and keep in mind this isn't a full-on review, because I still haven't seen everything the game has to offer so far. Like, I haven't completed the story, so I don't really know everything that's in it, and this is coming from the review kind of aspect of a fan who really likes the series, and I'm not really considering someone. I don't think it'll really bring you in if you're not a fan of this series so far, but it may, so I'll offer you to try it for yourself or at least rent it or something. So first off, the story so far is decently engaging, and I definitely like Bayek more than some of the previous assassins like Connor or Jacob. He has good motivations for what he's doing and is also insanely violent at some points, which is pretty unique, and personally to me I just thought that was kind of fun to see. He also has good motivations for everything he does, and also just a pretty intriguing story. He's just a pretty likable protagonist overall, and I'm pretty interested in seeing where the story goes. The graphics look fantastic, and I haven't really experienced any huge glitches or bugs yet. I know some people have. I've been playing on an Xbox One, and I haven't really experienced anything game-breaking. It's froze a couple times, but it's not like the game's completely crashed. It's just gone right back into it, and it hasn't bothered me too much. The open world of Ancient Egypt is also fantastic and actually filled with different things to do. It's not really one of those generic Ubisoft open worlds where there's just nothing to do, filled with a ton of useless collectibles. You can tell the amount of detail that they put into the different side quests, and some of them are actually pretty memorable. I actually really like the setting, which was something I was concerned about going in. When they first started getting the leaks of Assassin's Creed Empire and Ancient Egypt, I have to admit I was kind of disappointed, just because I didn't know how I felt about the aspect of an Ancient Egypt Assassin's Creed. That's just not like something I'm super into, but thankfully I'm really pleased with how it's gone so far, and I really like how the open world is. The biggest difference of this game from previous Assassin's Creed games is just the whole feel and the gameplay of it. This game has so many RPG elements that I was actually also really worried about going in, and honestly I perfectly enjoyed the dumb fun of the previous games, which was concerned about, and I was concerned about where the series was going in a new direction, where you had stats for your weapons and where you couldn't always assassinate every enemy with one shot. Thankfully I'm actually really surprised, and I really like the RPG mechanics. The loot system works well and isn't a pain. I like how unique all the weapons are, and even the idea of upgrading certain weapons like the Hidden Blade so it can take down higher level enemies, that's really cool. Besides just the RPG elements being added, all the controls are also a lot more streamlined now, and also kind of a bit more difficult, and the combat's completely different. Now you don't need to hold a certain button to run at full speed, you just do it, which has gotten kind of used to me, and the button to assassinate has also changed. Like I said, the biggest change is probably the combat, which has been completely reworked. Assassin's Creed combat has never really been good, I want to say. It's never really had much depth. Normally you just spam the attack button, kind of like the Arkham games, and then occasionally dodge, and then cool animation kills them. Now the combat has more to it with a light attack, a shield attack, an adrenaline meter that you can build up, and tons more abilities that you can acquire, and a pretty big skill tree, which I think is pretty fun to go through. Overall, it definitely has a lot more to it than in previous games. The only real problems I've had with this new combat system has been with the locking mechanic, where you use, at least on Xbox, you use the right stick to switch enemies you're locking onto, and normally I just don't even really bother with it because it's super inconsistent and hard to control. So hopefully they can fix that in the next game. Besides that, I really enjoy the combat stuff so far, and there's a lot they can build on for the next game. I also like being able to call your camel at any time, being able to change like what you use to ride around, that's cool, and just going around and exploring new areas is surprisingly fun. I just like the whole UI, I think that's set up pretty well, and it's just a lot of fun. While I don't love hunting and I don't go out of my way to do it a lot, I do think it's pretty well done. Overall, in case you can't tell, I'm really pleased with this game and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I feel like they really tried with this game, which is something I haven't really felt since Black Flag, which makes sense because it's the same development team. I mean, I like Unity. I actually really liked Unity. I was really excited for that when they first showed off the cinematic trailer and the whole aspect of co-op. I was really excited. Unfortunately, we all know how that turned out with all the glitches, but if you go back and play that now like I did, it was still a decently fun time. And Syndicate I also didn't love. Just because it felt like it didn't want to take the full step like this game did to completely changing everything. It still kind of wanted to take some Origins aspects, but then it also wanted to be like generic Assassin's Creed, which like I said I don't have a problem with, but it just didn't really stand out. So it's definitely one of my favorites in the series, and I still like Black Flag more, I think, comparing the two games this team has made, but as we can see, this team obviously isn't afraid to take risks. They want to mix up the series just to make it the best game it can, even if it loses some of its identity in the process. But for me, that didn't bother me. But it's really personal to some people, so if you think that's something that'll bother you, like I said, go ahead and try it. But this game is a really solid new direction for the series, and I can't wait to see where they go next. So tell me in the comments below what you guys think of Assassin's Creed Origins so far if you do have it, and if you've been playing it, and if you're thinking about getting it if you haven't already. So thank you guys for watching, Majestic Gaming.